Hello everyone. Today we're going to look at the a scene from Silent Voice and just analyze the vocabulary and the grammar within the scene and basically break it down. So we'll first of all play a snippet from the scene.
久しぶり。
ああ、久しぶり。
あれ、西宮じゃね？相変わらずぼっちなんだ。かわいそう。てか石田、マジで久しぶりじゃね？今度遊ぼうよ。
は？いや、いいわ。
石田、私のこと嫌いっしょ。
別になんとも。
私さ、ずっと石田に声かければよかったって思ってたんだよね。ごめんね、小学校の時。
ああ、上野降りて。
うちの店のポーチじゃん。なんで持ってんの？怖。
俺があげた。じゃあな。
はーい。
上野。
西宮さん、久しぶり。元気だった？
おい。
何？一個しかないの？
上野、何やってんだよ。
は？投げて遊ぶの。昔みたいに。
ごめん、西宮。
嘘、冗談でしょ石田。ちょっと待って、あんたたちもしかして付き合ってんの？
そんなわけないだろ。友達だよ。
友達？何それウケる。いじめてたやつと友達？なんで？無理無理、やばい。もしかして罪悪感的な？
違うよ。
石田、ダサくなったわ。ま、せいぜい友達ごっこやってろ。
何が話してたかって何でもないよ。じゃあそろそろ帰るわ。また。
Okay, so now we're going to just break down each part of the dialogue and just go into it. So Ishida's like, actually maybe we can play it as we go along. You can see what's going on.
上野。
ゴーゴー。
何？
久しぶり。
ああ、久しぶり。
あれ、西宮じゃね？相変わらずぼっちなんだ。かわいそう。
Okay, so we'll start off with first of all Hisashiburi, which means a long time no see basically. So if you haven't seen someone for a long time, you can just say Hisashiburi. It's a quick expression to express that you haven't seen someone in a long time. And if you continue, Are nishimiya jane? Aikawarazu. So aikawarazu means like as always or as usual. So in this case, aikawarazu bocchi nanda. So bocchi is a slang term of saying alone. You might have heard it from, for example, the anime Hitori Bocchi. Hitori meaning alone, bocchi meaning alone. So aikawarazu bocchi is as usual, she's alone. As usual, alone. Kawaiso, which is poor thing or that's sad. That's a sad situation.
てか石田、マジで久しぶりじゃね？今度遊ぼうよ。
Teka Ishida. Teka. So Ishida, I should have put this as katakana, but that's Ishida's name in hiragana. Teka Ishida. Maji hisashiburi jane. So again, hisashiburi. And teka is almost, it says deka, it's teka. Can be used to say by the way. So if you want to change the subject, you can use other phrases as well, like soeba, or chinami ni, or tokoro de. And these are phrases you can use if you want to change the subject in a conversation. At the end, it's like maji hisashiburi jane, kohon to asabo yo. Kohon is Kansai dialect of saying now, or now. Maji is, it's really like really saying it's really, in this case, really been a long time since we last saw each other. Maji hisashiburi jane. Asobo is saying let's hang out. Asobu means to play, but it can also mean to hang out as well. Okay, so with the next part, just skip.
いや、いいわ。
石田、私、
What? Yeah, so yeah, it's like no. Which is quite slangy as well, slang way of saying no, or like saying rejecting an offer. Yeah. 上野石田、私のこと嫌いっしょ。
私のこと嫌いっしょ。
And I think, yeah, 嫌いっしょ。This says 嫌い means to hate.
別に、なんとも。
別に means not really, or not particularly, or not really, doesn't really matter, don't really mind. 別に、なんとも。私さ is a filler, which is similar to saying like, and like in English it's like just what I did now. So you can say sa, but it can be annoying if you use it a lot. It can also, in this case, this sa is emphasizing the person speaking, so it's almost like watashi datte. Watashi datte is like, for me, almost from my perspective, and this is a similar usage. Watashi sa. And
私さ、ずっと石田に声かければよかったって思ってたんだよね。ごめんね、小学校の時。
okay, so what we've got as well is when you're saying watashi, you don't hear the e part of watashi, and this is usual when you're speaking Japanese. You won't hear the when you're saying shi, e sound, and you followed by certain consonants. You won't hear the e sound. So in this case, it's followed by the sa, watashi sa, which is more easier to say than watashi sa. Watashi sa, zutto ishida ni koe kakereba yokatta tte. So zutto is a long time. We've got koe kakereba yokatta tte. Koe kakereba yokatta tte. So all you want to think about this is koe kakeru is saying to speak or to talk. Yokatta is saying good or glad. And when we're using it with this ba, which is the conditional if in Japanese, it means if I talked to you, it would have been good. That's a literal translation, but the best translation is it would have Ishida ni koe kakereba yokatta. So zutto Ishida ni koe kakereba yokatta is almost like I've thought for a long time that it would have been good to talk to you. That's what it means. yokotta, yokatta de. Now this is de at the end is used for reported speech. In this case, it's used for what she's been thinking. So you use the small tsu and de to suggest reported speech. In this case, something that she's thought in her head. ずっと石田に声かければよかったって。So remember the pause. That's quite important. 思ってたんだよね. So, and this shows that she is thinking that 思ってたんだよね. And ごめんね、小学校の時. But the way she pronounces 小学校の時, it's almost nasal.
小学校の時。
小学校の時. But toki can be used to refer to a period of time. So in this case, it's not a full sentence, but because we've got elementary school and we've got toki, it means that she's referring to this whole thing. Well, not this whole thing, sorry. She's referring to gomenne, sorry for the time in elementary school. Shogakko no toki. After a noun, you always put no toki. After a verb, you can just put toki without putting no. Shogakko no toki or shogakko no toki.
上野、降りて。
降りて、降りて, and pretty much means to get off. With the te at the end, it's almost like a command.
うちの店のポーチじゃん。
うちの店でポーチじゃん. So, uchi is referring to one's in-group. This is a Japanese specific concept because it's usually referred to within businesses. Everybody within a business is referred to as uchi. So if you're working for somebody and you've got other colleagues, you're all in that uchi group. So she's saying uchi as in, it also means our, uchi, our. So uchi in this case, that's our shop, shop's purse or pouch even. Uchi no mise de pouchi jan. And
なんで持ってんの？
なんで持ってんの? Actually, here we go, jan. I think jan ending, which is quite commonly used in Kansai dialects, but also it comes from Yanai, 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 which means in this case, it's almost saying ne. It's like ne at the end of a sentence, like isn't it? Sorry, I got a message. I'll quickly pause that. So Jan is like saying Janai at the end of a sentence, which is like isn't it? So uchi no mise de pochi jan. So like isn't that the pouch from our cafe? なんで持ってんの?
怖。
Kowa. Now, kowa comes from kowai, which is scary, and usually with certain adjectives in informal talk, you might want to express something as being a bit more of an expression. Like for example, kowai, something scary, you can express it even more as something's really quite scary or creepy as kowa. If it's something like it's hot and you want to really express that it's really hot, you can say atsu, or something really cold, samu. You don't have to say samui or atsui, you can say samu, but that's in informal situations. And
俺があげた。
俺があげた。俺があげた。あげた comes from あげる to give.
あ、
That Sokka. So is from Sokka, which Sokka is like I see. Right.
上野。
西宮さん、久しぶり。元気だった？
おい、
何？
So we got Jana by Genki is like it says food, mood or feeling, which is literal meaning of Genki, but you can just say Genki to say how have you been? Genki desu ka? Or Genki datta in this case.
1個しかないの？
And aha, nice counter. なんで1個しかじゃないの？ 1個しかじゃないの？ got 1個 is the ko is used for small objects. It's a counter for small objects. You can have 1個、2個、3個、4個、or 4個. And that just refers to small objects. In this case, it's the hearing aid. So, sorry, that's meant to be under not. Not can be used as a question marking particle. In casual situations, it's usually used for softer tone of speech. It's a softer, maybe a bit more feminine. If you want to be a bit more masculine, you might use noka. Yanai noka. That might be more masculine. Shika janai means only. Shika janai no. 1個しかじゃないの。
上野、何やってんだよ。
でが上野何やってんだよ。So やる comes from やる to do. So 何やってんだよ is like what are you doing? And is the is used when you want an explanation. So it's an emphasis you'd add after the verb of something. So you could say 何するんだよ or どこに行くんだよ。どこに行くんだよ like where are you going? And that is like you want an explanation.
投げて遊ぶの。昔みたいに。
So here we go. 投げる Nagata is from 投げる to throw. 遊ぶ is for fun. So 投げて遊ぶ so you're gonna toss it for fun. Again, you got this not at the end, but it's different from this not because it's more feminine. And mukashi mitai is like old times. Mitai is used at the end of a noun to compare. So in this case, you're comparing the mitai to mukashi. Mitai is used for mukashi, so it's like old times. Mukashi means long time ago. And
ごめん、西宮。
ごめん、西宮。ごめん。嘘。
嘘。冗談でしょ、石田。
So 嘘 is lie, but 嘘 that small tsu is a little pause, so it's emphasizing 嘘. It does mean lie, but in this case it's like no way, 嘘. 冗談でしょ which is joking, like a joke. 冗談でしょ. でしょ is more like, this is a joke, right? In this case, are you kidding me? 冗談でしょ Ishida. And yeah, so you got that.
ちょっと待って。あんたたちもしかして付き合ってんの？
Okay, so ちょっと待って is like a nice common phrase to say, wait a second, wait a minute, hold on. So ちょっと待って very commonly used. あんたたち tachi means a group of people, so you can use watashi tachi to mean we. So watashi is I, tachi at the end of I means we. So instead of watashi, watashi tachi, which means we. Anta tachi referring to the group of Ishida and Shoko. Moshikashite means could it be? It's almost used for if you've suddenly worked something out and you're like, could it be that? Is it that you? It's that kind of translation. Moshikashite. Tsukiatte no comes from tsukiao, which is to go out, like to date if you're going out. Not at the end, again, used as a question ending, quite soft.
そんなわけないだろ。
I guess this そんなわけないだろ except the so is not there, so like そんなわけないだろ the わけない is like it's not true, so Sonna is that. Sonna wake nai daro. That's not true. I'm sorry, some of these are just like the lines aren't under the right places. That's meant to be on the wakenai. Wakenai.
友達だよ。
友達何それウケる
Tomodachi nani sore kuru. So that's nani sore kuru. That's literally saying that's hilarious. The whole thing. So nani is like what? Sore. Nani sore? Like what? Ukeru is almost like expressing that's hilarious, that's funny. You notice there's W's. That W is used commonly in if you're texting in Japanese or you're reading like a transcript in Japanese, you usually see the W to suggest laughing. W comes from warai. Warai means to laugh. So you just take the W, the first letter from that, from the Romanized version of warai, and that means laughing.
いじめてたやつと友達
Okay, so いじめてたやつと友達. So いじめてた is this is used to bully. Yatsu can be referring to a thing or person. It can be derogatory, but it's referring to somebody or something maybe. To tomodachi. So なんで
なんで無理無理
無理無理 impossible. It's no way. やばい。That's bad.
もしかして罪悪感的な
もしかして罪悪感的な。無理無理。やばい。もしかして罪悪感。Actually, this is a small tsu. The reason why it's wrong is because I don't know why I put it wrong. It's wrong though. It's actually, that's not zai aku kanteki. So actually, you'd pronounce that as aku by itself. But when it comes next to kan, because there's two k sounds, you usually reduce the small k to a small tsu. It's like Gakko, which means school. Now, the two kanji from Gakko, you've got Gaku, is pronounced Gaku, and Ko. So you don't pronounce Gakuko, because that would be too much on the mouth. So you can just, so it's pronounced Gakko. Like this, because you got Zai Akukan, which is a bit too much. So you can say Zai Akan. It's actually, that's how you're supposed to say it. Zai Akan Deki. So imagine that Ku as a small tsu. Zai Akan Deki. So this is like guilt. And you can break that down. This is like guilt or you know, crime. This is bad feeling. And this is almost saying like. So it's saying like something almost. Zayakan deki na.
違う
Chigao is like no. Chigao literally means it's different. But you can use it to say no, that's not the case.
石田ダサくなったわ
Dasaku natta wa. Dasaku means this is like that's uncool. That's not cool. As in that's just kind of it's not it's almost like saying if you're saying someone's like kakkoi, this is like almost like the opposite. But it's like that's just really tacky, like. So you got that.
ま、せいぜい友達ごっこやってろ
So seize is like just keep pretending as far as you can, do as far as you can to being as friends. So seize is like just be as friends as much as you can. In this case, it's almost like a joke, like it's not gonna last because you know you used to bully this girl. Gakko means pretending. So seize tomodachi gakko yattero, which is like that's like volitional tense, which is almost like let's do something. So it's almost saying let you continue this pretend friendship for as long as you want. せいぜい友達ごっこやってろ。
うん 何が話してたかって。
So here, first of all, 何が話してたかって that te again, just end of a sentence report speech. So Shoko just signaled what were you talking about, and Ishida's just responded, and that te suggested that that's what she was saying.
なんでもないよ。
なんでもないよ。なんでもない means like it doesn't matter. Never mind.
じゃあそろそろ帰るわ。また。
そろそろ帰る usually comes together, but そろそろ means like, right, better be getting off now, I'm gonna go off now. In this case, そろそろ帰る is like, I'm gonna be going off now. そろそろ帰るわ。また。
話してたかって。
Mata again is just see ya. Sorry, it's not on the right text, but yeah. So yeah, that's just a simple breakdown of that, and I hope that helps you with your Japanese, and we'll be doing more breakdowns in the future. Cool. See ya.